Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rohan Landman from Key Wealth, and in this video we're going to have a quick overview of the Discovery Smart Plans for 2023. First off, Discovery has launched a new option for 2023 called the Essential Dynamic Smart Plan. On this option, you will use the Discovery app to view the details of your plan and the benefits available to you. You'll use your app to guide you to smart hospital networks and finding healthcare providers to assist you. And you can book a consultation with a provider associated with a smart network. So please take note that these networks, the network hospitals, will only be available in the second quarter of 2023. And prior to that, you can use any hospital within the smart network. So some of the benefits that you've got access to on this plan is your hospital benefit for emergencies and planned admissions. It covers you for maternity, oncology, chronic illnesses, screening and prevention. And you also have some checkups and unlimited GP consultations. Moving on to the next slide, the comparison between the different smart plans. So the flagship smart plan is the classic smart. And please remember that with all of the Discovery smart plans, you do not get medical scheme cards. It is a fully digital option, meaning that you use the Discovery app for everything that's associated with this option or these options. And that is where you can view your networks, your hospitals, the benefits you've got available, and all of those things. So the flagship one, the Classic Smart, it gives you unlimited GP consultations within the smart network with a 60 Rand co-payment. That is an incredible benefit. You get an eye test within a network with 60 Rand co-payment. You get your dental checkup within the network with 115 Rand co-payment. Get over-the-counter medicine for 790 Rand per family per year. Please take note that that's on a formulary, so it's not anything. It's also network pharmacies. You can get the formulary from our offices or on the Discovery website. And then for acute medicine, which are your prescriptions, it's 1,720 per member or 2,860 per family. And this is for your Schedule 3 and above. The reason for that is that your Schedule 1 and 2 will be paid from your over-the-counter benefit. Next, you've got some additional benefits for sports-related injuries. So if you pull a hammy or injure yourself on the sports field, you will pay 150 Rand for an X-ray, which is a very, very low rate. And once you've been diagnosed with a sports injury, it opens up a couple of benefits that will help you to heal up and get some treatment. You've got access to chronic dialysis and cancer as well. With the Essential Smart option, this is not a new option. It was available in the past few years as well. You also have unlimited GP consultations with 115 Rand co-payment, an eye test with 115 Rand co-payment, a dental or dental hygienist checkup for 170 Rand, and then a very nice benefit here is 530 Rand per family for over-the-counter medicine in the year 2023. The new option, the Essential Dynamic Smart, you've got access to your GPs at 115 Rand, 115 Rand for your eye tests. You also have the dental checkup at 220 Rand and 420 Rand for your family for over-the-counter medicine. Please take note that there is no benefit for prescriptions or acute medicine on these plans. And you also don't have the benefit of your sports injury covers. For chronic dialysis, you'll have to use a state facility. And for cancer, you'll also be allocated to a network provider. So please take note of that. On the smart plans, your hospital cover on the Classic Smart plan is up to 200%. So just a quick reminder, if you were not aware, if the 100% rate that Discovery would pay to remove your appendix, as an example, is 5,000 Rand, a doctor can charge anything from 5,000 Rand upwards. And on the Classic Smart option, you will then have cover for the same procedure up to 10,000 Rand because it pays out double. On the Essential Smart and Essential Dynamic Smart, you've got cover up to 100%. Please also take note that your MRI scans on the Classic Smart is covered inside and out of hospital, but you've got a co-payment of 3,470 Rand. Now, should a doctor charge more than either of these, you can claim that from your gap cover, and this co-payment you can also claim back from your gap cover. So please reach out to us and make sure that you've got the correct cover in place. Very important is that there's no out-of-hospital MRI or CT scans available on the Essential Smart or Essential Dynamic Smart options. So it is very important to just take note of that. On all of these options, you've got full cover for emergency, so any life-threatening situations. You've got access to an ambulance. It will cover the emergency room benefit if you get, as long as you are admitted to hospital afterwards. Your hospital account will be covered in full, the anaesthetist and all of those things. On all three options, you've got access to prescribed minimum benefits. And just in short, these are chronic conditions and a list of 271 diagnoses that all medical schemes have to cover at cost by law. Just know that there are networks, designated service providers that are allocated for these benefits, and if you don't use the correct networks, then Discovery they will pay at a reduced rate, and that is also why it is very important to have a gap cover so that you do not have to worry as much about going to the right doctor or the right hospital all the time. There are some screening and preventative benefits, of which the most popular is your blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, BMI, HIV, mammograms, and pap smears, PSA screenings, etc. Please note that all of these, the tests are paid, but not necessarily the consultation. The consultations can be paid from your health fund if you have activated the benefit, and then the consultations will be funded from that. There are some additional tests available as well. So should you meet the correct criteria for Discovery, you can apply to get any of these tests done. You can reach out to our offices should you need more information on this. The Wealth Fund is a new thing that has been launched for 2023. It is available for 2 years. It's very important that your health checks has to be done in order to get access to these funds. And then there's an additional amount of 2,500 per adult, 1,250 per child 2 years and above, and then a maximum of 10,000 Rand per year. And there are several things that can be covered from your health fund. Like an example, if you go for a pap smear test, the gynecologist visit can be covered from this. So just something extra to help alleviate stress during these economic times. With Discovery, on all three options, you are covered in full for COVID, as well as things like monkeypox. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. You can pause and just read through this slide, or you can reach out to our office should you require any more information. You also have access to Connected Care, a very nice app and facility from Discovery where you can use health monitoring devices so that you can get virtual consultations with doctors, electronic prescriptions, home nursing, and much more. Day cover on the smart options. We have gone through this, so you can pause this as a quick snapshot if you want to recheck it. Just remember that everything is within a network, and on all of it there are co-payments, and then you've got the over-the-counter medicine on all three options, but the acute medicine only on the Classic Smart, and your sports injuries also only on the Classic Smart. You are covered for maternity and early childhood. You do have cover for maternity benefits and early childhood, up to 8 consultations at a gynecologist, GP, or midwife. They cover 2 2D scans, and your 3D and 4D scans will be paid from your 2D, the same tariffs as a 2D scan. There's a flu vaccination for you. Certain blood tests are paid, and then within the first 2 years, when your baby has been born, they've got cover to see a GP, pediatrician, or an ENT. And you also have 5 antenatal or postnatal classes with a registered nurse up to 2 years after you have given birth. So remember that you can always reach out to us or Discovery if you want to find out more about this benefit and how to maximize your options. You do have cover for chronic medicine. Please take note that you have to use the allocated pharmacies, and formularies to obtain chronic medicine on all three of these options. So if you do have a chronic condition, it's any of these conditions, these are the conditions that you've got cover for, please reach out to our offices so that we can make sure that you optimize this benefit, use the correct pharmacy, get the right medicine, and get the most benefit out of this. The Discovery pharmacies are your MedExpress network pharmacies, and if you use them, you can also order medicine online. On all three options, you do have extensive cover for cancer. You've got 250,000 Rand per year. Once that has been depleted, there will be a 20% co-payment, and that 20% co-payment can be claimed from your gap cover. So please reach out to us and make sure that you are covered in full. Hospital cover is covered at the agreed Discovery health rate. For the Classics plans, it's 200%, in other words, double. And on your Essential plans, it is 100%. Please take note, if you use the wrong hospital, there's a 11,000 Rand co-payment for planned admissions if it's not on the Smart network for the Classic and Essential Smart, and 13,250 on the Essential Dynamic Smart. The same applies for your predefined list of day surgery procedures, and also take note of your co-payments on your MRI and CT scans. There are also co-payments for things like scopes, gastroscopy, colonoscopies, etc. Day clinic, 4,050. In hospital, 6,950. And it can be reduced if the doctor is part of a scheme's value-based network. And then if you do a gastroscopy and a colonoscopy at the same time, you don't pay two co-payments. It becomes 4,950. 8,650 in hospital, or 7,200 if the doctor was part of the value-based network. Also take note that if it's done outside of the network, there will be an additional co-payment of 11,000 and 13,250 on the Essential Dynamic Smart plan. They have no co-payment if it is done in a doctor's room or if the patient is 12 or under. Certain benefits have limits, like cochlear implants, intranerval stimulators, and then major joints. Please take note that major joints like hips and knees are not included in your Essential Smart and Essential Dynamic Smart options. There are also limits on the in-hospital dentistry, and there will also be an upfront co-payment that you have to take note of. These co-payments can be claimed back from your gap cover, and they can be as high as 7,800 Rand if you are 13 and older, and it's done in hospital. Here are your premiums for 2023. Please note that these will increase from 1 April. So at the moment, it is still the same as it was since the last increase. A very important page, you have your general exclusions, which are the same as on all Discovery options. But on the Essential Smart and Essential Dynamic Smart plan, you do have additional exclusions. There are no benefits for in-hospital dentistry, nail disorders, skin disorders, investigations, functional nasal surgery, etc. So please go through these. Another important one is joint replacements, which are excluded, cochlear implants, which are excluded. Please make sure that you are familiar with it, and if you choose one of those options to save a little bit of money, please make sure that you are comfortable with these exclusions. That is all from my side. I hope this video was informative. If you have any questions, please reach out to our office. We'll gladly get in touch.